breaking news tonight. The gripping testimony.
There is so much noise. The average person never stops listening or watching. They are consuming some sort of media from the moment they wake up until the moment they go to sleep. On the surface, this doesn't sound feasible because people have jobs, they have chores, they go places, they do things, and they never take their headphones out. Recently, I've started to notice just how often people have their headphones in at their work. Even when they're talking and communicating and doing their jobs, they're still listening to something. Everywhere these people go, headphones are in, and every empty moment they find, they stare down at their phones. It's incredible to watch this happen at the gym, a place you're supposed to work out. Firstly, your average gym has at least 30 televisions all playing different flavors of nonsense, while simultaneously playing music overhead. While this is happening, your average gym patron has headphones in, and in every empty moment between sets, they're usually on their phones. Very often on the cardio machines, these people are on their phones watching something the entire time. Now, I am personally of the opinion that the social aspect of the gym is just as important as the exercise aspect. But of course, these people are impossible to talk to. Have you ever tried to get someone's attention just to ask if a piece of equipment is occupied? I'll tell you how it usually goes for me. Hey, yo, bro. Yo, dog. Now, normally my failure to grab someone's attention would be perceived as awkward by onlookers, but there weren't any onlookers. No one else saw or heard me either, because they were all also on their phones with headphones in. See, we can pretend that this problem was just as bad in the past with everyone reading newspapers, but I think we all know that's BS. These people can still hear you. All you need to get their attention is a simple, "Excuse me, sir." And reading a newspaper is 100 times more mentally stimulating than scrolling through Instagram or listening to whatever mind-numbing music the average person is playing. And a newspaper isn't something that you can just pull out in any spare moment, unlike a phone and earpods that will save you from living through any empty moment or any awkward pause in conversation by making it basically impossible to talk to you. Because of this, it's almost like we don't have public spaces anymore. If you're gonna turtle up with headphones on and stare at your phone the entire time, you're not really out in public. You're in your own little private, lonely bubble where you just hope that no one bothers you and nothing important or urgent happens because you're not going to see or hear it coming anyways. I have this rule with myself that if I am anywhere out with people but I'm expecting a message or there's something I should check, I will do so quickly. But if too many people have their phones out, I will refuse to take mine out. I do this in every social setting. There have been times where I'm sitting at dinner with a whole group of people, all of which have their phones out. And sometimes you just gotta sit there quietly for a bit until someone else puts their phone down so you can talk to them. If I ever have headphones in and I'm out for a walk or something, which I try not to make a habit of, if I am passing by someone, I will take out my headphones to make the exchange of a casual hello possible. I feel like that's the least you can do. Again, there is an obvious politeness aspect to all of this, but I also think that people really do forget how handicapped your senses are when you are plugged into this technology. And maybe we're comfortable with this because the world we live in is more safe than it is unsafe, but either way, you can't just check out your attention all the time. Now, I could complain for quite a bit more about the social deterioration these handheld demon boxes and their counterparts have caused, as well as the personal dangers they inflict upon their users. Maybe how this is now the scene of your average date and this is your average public transit, but that's not really the core point of this video as much as the mental consequences this behavior has for these individuals, these drone people. As previously discussed, the average Western person is used to having some sort of media playing at all times, often multiple forms playing at the same time. This, paired with the insufferably loud nature of modern living, creates a situation where there is so much noise, so much never-ending noise that most people never get a chance to stop and actually think. The constant stream of movies, TV shows, social media, news, drama is, well, constant. The modern world is so loud, no one can hear their own thoughts anymore. No matter how much you watch and listen, there will always be more. No matter how much news you watch, you will still not know what's actually going on. Here is the truth. If you continue to spend more time watching and listening than you do thinking, you will continue to become less and less of your own person. If you never take out your headphones, if you never turn off the noise, if you never give yourself the opportunity to parse through the constant information you are bombarded with every single day, if you never give yourself a chance to think, you will never actually think for yourself. Your beliefs and your opinions will not be your own. It's very clear to see by the conduct of the hyper-online members of our society who so easily fall victim to every single fleeting narrative that these people cannot think for themselves. This is not to say that they are completely incapable of ever thinking for themselves, but they don't. So very simply, they can't. The most popular video I've made on this channel so far is the one about iPad kids, in which I discuss the future consequences of an entire generation being raised on screens. Since then, I've learned that now they make stroller mounts for your health screen devices, meaning that you can mount your phone or tablet on the stroller and sedate your child with absolute ease. Which led me to thinking, what does a kid do normally when they're sitting in a stroller before they're big enough to move around and interact with the world? What did I do at that age? Don't know. Obviously, I can't remember. But I imagine I just sat there and observed. I watched people talk and interact. I watched the unknown shapes and noises pass me by. I imagine that I thought. As kids are supposed to, as humans are supposed to, and maybe that thinking is how I actually developed what is now roughly me. Maybe that's how all of us become unique people, by having unique experiences and by observing and thinking before someone else can come in and think for us. But what about the kids who never actually think? They just watch the flashing images and drool. What happens when those kids become adults who spend their entire lives glued to screens? What happens when adults don't know how to go about their life without constant noise keeping out the intrusive thoughts? What about the adults who have no real outlet that forces them to think, who allocate their thinking to someone else, who allocate the conversations to someone else? You know, I think the reason that people love podcasts so much is we all want to participate in interesting conversations with interesting people. But interestingly, people don't really have those conversations themselves because they're spending so much time listening to podcasts. Here's the point. The news plays all day, every single day. If you miss the news today, there will be more tomorrow. Every single second. 6,000 tweets are posted. If you don't check Twitter today, you might miss a couple bangers, but there will always be more tweets. 500 hours of video are posted to YouTube every single minute. There will always be more videos. There will always be more podcasts, more music, all of that recorded media you just gotta listen to and watch right now. It's not going anywhere. But how many unique moments do you miss? How many fun and uplifting interactions do you forego? How many good conversations are left unhad because you were watching something on your phone, because you were shutting out the world with your fancy, overpriced, brainwave disrupting headphones? How many important things did you not hear because you had some cookie cutter pop song playing in your ear because you were distracted? How many important mental breakthroughs and ideas did you not grab because your brain was buzzing with news and pop culture and celebrity drama? Our technology is creating a world where we do not think, where we do not create, and those mental capabilities, just like your muscles, atrophy when they are not used. So maybe once in a while, turn off the music, turn off the podcasts, turn off the TV, turn off the YouTube videos, take out the headphones, and maybe just look around and sit with your thoughts for a bit. Or geez, would it kill you to talk to someone about anything, just really anything? You are either making yourself smarter or you are making yourself dumber. The question is, which one are you doing? One day it all became clear. Someone's been whispering in your ear. Are all these takes just a side effect of a mind whole world's controlled by fear. Right here, but you're miles away. You're right here, but you're lost in space. Can't see through their tears or your screen veneer. Your cry for help falls on deaf ears.